videos that you can watch while you're in your houses. So you can waste a little more time, and maybe you can comment your thoughts about the movies and maybe some extra informations that I'm missing out, because I'm not a movie expert, just I watched all these and I'm interested in them. So I'm gonna share some movies with you. Let's start. Okay, I made kind of a little list that has different types of movies in it. It has action, comedy, animation, adventure, horror, sci-fi, romantic, and drama movies in it. So let's start with the action ones. So Lord of the Rings is number one in my action list, actually, because it's Lord of the Rings. Of course, the whole sequel is amazing, and the idea, the graphics in the days technology, it was amazing movie, and you need to watch it. The main idea of the movie is three hobbits trying to destroy a ring, an evil ring, I guess, and they need to get rid of it to save the whole country, and the adventures they're having. That's the first movie. And the second movie is Knives Out. It's a movie that is happening in a mansion, and the only household of the mansion is the family. I can't remember the name of the family, but all the people in the mansion are related to each other, and there's a murder happening in the house. So they call a special investigator to find out who's the murderer, who's the killer. And that's the movie. That has action, that has a little intensity in it, and you won't get bored. It's amazing. The third movie is Pulp Fiction, of course, Tarantino. It has blood, it has drama, it has lots of things happening in it, and even some stuff that you can only understand while you're watching it for the third or fourth time, maybe. But you need to watch it. It's, I guess it's a plus 18 movie because it has drugs and too much gore, blood scenes. So the fourth movie in my action movie list is Top Gun. It's a movie about fighter jets, America, and Ray-Ban glasses, choppers, girls, boys hanging out, and fighter jets fighting dog fights in the air. It's a movie like that. I added this movie to the list because it was amazing, like a dream source to that day's generation. The second one of this movie is coming in a year, I guess, to the theaters. So you need to watch it. Watch the first one, the original one, before going and watching the second one. Alright, let's continue with the second plot of our list, animation movies. The first one is WALL-E. Of course, it was my generation's most touchy, the best animation movie I have ever seen, I guess, because it has some romance in it, and romance of robots, and it's happening in post-apocalyptic time, I guess. Not kind of a destruction of world and collapse of the countries, but kind of a time that global warming has conquered all the world and everything is going really bad. There are some mountains of garbages, etc. And WALL-E, the main character, is a garbage robot that carries garbages together and puts them in order. You need to watch it. And the second one is Inside Out. Inside Out is a movie that focuses on like your feelings, yes, like happiness, sadness, anger, maybe, like that kind of feelings are figured as characterized as little fluffy stuffs, and they're controlling our brain. They're living inside our heads and they're controlling our brain, and the movie is about the adventures they're having while they're controlling us, the conflicts they're having between them. It's a fun movie. You need to watch, yes. You can watch it with your brother and sister, little siblings. It doesn't matter, but it's amazing. And the third movie, it's amazing. It The third movie made me cry like lots of times every time I watched it. Of course, you can guess it's called Up. I don't want to give spoilers, but it's amazing. It's touchy in the beginning and adventures at the other parts. It can be watched by every age, but not. I guess not everyone can understand the beginning part. Like, I don't think the little children would feel that sad as we do. Okay, let's continue with the horror session. I've started the list with the Conjuring movie. It's amazing for me because it's one of the best movies, in my opinion. Because I've seen a lot of spiritual horror movies, but this one gives the feelings, you know. This one makes you feel like, okay, someone is behind me. Does it watch me? Am I going to walk to my room or just run? Can I leave the lights on? It's that kind of movie, and it's mainly talking about, of course, conjuring, and they're conjuring up some spirits to capture them, to save people, and the ones who conjure are they're a married couple. You can find the second one of this movie, Conjuring 2, and Annabelle 2, Annabelle Beginning, blah blah blah. They're all related movies. Just watch it if you like that kind of spiritual ghost horror movies, that kind of thing. So the second movie is IT or It. And I'm not sure which one is the normal name, but I call it It. I'm talking about the brand new one, by the way. I'm not talking about the old one because old one has some really bad graphics and it's not that scary as much as the brand new one. Main plot of this movie is a clown that comes out of the sewers like every 10 years, like one in every 10 years, and eats kids, captures them inside and eats them, and but not that kind of eating. Like he's not chewing and making them fall apart and just go them into the belly. Not that kind of eating. There, he's like using their soul. He's just putting the kids in a tornado kind of thing that makes them float. Use their soul, I guess. Use their fear to make his hunger gone. Okay, the third movie is Lights Out. Are you afraid of dark? Because if the answer is yes, Lights Out at the beginning it was just a short movie. The main idea of this movie is like there's a monster spiritual ghostly thing again. That thing is hunting down people, of course. When the lights go out, it can be there physically. But if there's light, it cannot be there and attack you. The main idea of this movie is there's a household in the mansion, again, typically. The lights go out and on and out and on and out, and the monster spiritually thing tries to hunt them. That's the idea of the movie. The Boy is the fourth movie of my horror list. The Boy is kind of quality movie, I guess, because it's full of surprises in it. It's not just a normal movie. It has a potential tension in it. You know, like in the end, you're saying like, what the what's happening in it? You can understand the whole movie just in the end, not in the normal length of the movie, just in like final 5 or 10 minutes. But it's a great movie that is main plot is happening in a mansion again, and there's a puppet. There's a male puppet. I don't know how to figure it out to you, but ceramic faced male puppet that the maid needs to take care about. The puppet is like children, like the son of the owner of household, and parents of the puppet goes for kind of a holiday, leaves the maid with the puppet alone, and that's the idea of the movie. Okay, drama movies. Let's continue with it. In my mind, drama movies need to like have soft ongoings and powerful feelings, etc. But in this list, in IMDb's list, we cannot count them as just like I described. Like Wolf of the Wall Street is counted as a drama movie, so it's under that content. So The Wolf of the Wall Street is one of my favorite movies. It has lots of things in it. The main goal is money, and there's a broker who is Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's going up and up in the Wall Street. The main idea is this, but it has drugs in it, it has hookers in it, it has money in it, it has lots of plus 18 stuff in it. The full length of the movie is 2.5 hours, I guess. But watch it. It's just like I said, it's not a suggestion. It's a must-watch movie if you're into managerial stuff and if you're into kind of money earning and if you have plans of doing your own business or being kind of a broker, watch it. I'm really serious about this one. So second movie is Catch Me If You Can. It's again Leonardo DiCaprio's movie. It's an old one, 2002, but a quality one. You can have quality time with it. And it's talking about a Freud, yes, it's talking about a person who's frauding banks and hospitals and airplane companies, etc. Like he's a doctor, he's a pilot, or he's making fake checks to claim some money from the bank, and he's very successful at this. So the investigators, CIA, etc., start to try to catch him, and that's where the name came. Catch Me If You Can. The story is about the catching part of it, like he's flying planes, but he doesn't have a clue about planes. He just knows how to click the buttons. He goes in some surgeries and he has only information about some doctor television series, nothing more. So it's an energetic movie. Nothing would make you feel bad in this movie. So just watch it, it's a nice one. The third movie in drama section is Forrest Gump. It's talking about Forrest. Forrest is a character who's played by Tom Hanks, and that character is I don't know how to say it. He is kind of retarded, but not in a bad way. He's not in an idiotic mood. He's just a little, I don't know how to say it. He's just like a kid, like a little kid. His adventures that's happening to him. He's even going to the war. He's working on a shrimp boat. It's an amazing movie. And the fourth movie in drama that is Ayla. It's a Turkish movie. Ayla, the daughter of war. Its main idea is Korean War. Turkish army helped the Korean government in this war. Lots of Turkish soldiers died and injured in this war. And this movie is about a soldier that finds a little Korean girl who lost her parents in the war, and that soldier took care of her and called her Ayla and taught her kind of a little Turkish and took her out of the war zone. That's the idea of the movie. It's touchy, it's amazing, it's a must watch. Okay, let's continue with the comedy section. I would like to start with the Hababam Sınıfı. It's a famous Turkish movie. I'm not sure if you can find it in English or if you can find any subtitles for it, but it's an old movie that is mainly happening in high school with high school students who are like 30 years old and wasting their times in high school and not getting any kind of education, only working with their teachers and like the managers of the school and their adventures happening in the school, in the city, etc. The second movie is Some Like It Hot. It's an old movie, like a black and white movie that is, I guess, 1989. It's an old one. No, 1959. I'm sorry. It's an old movie that is which is main character is Marilyn Monroe. So it was famous in the day. I'm not sure if it's famous right now, but I'm into that kind of black and white movies, so I have some information about them. Marilyn Monroe is a famous person again in the movie, not that much famous, but famed because of her beauty. And there's a guy who's in love, kind of in love with her, but they're not related. They don't know each other. So the guy changes his look, voice into a woman to get closer to Marilyn Monroe. Maybe he's planning to have a date with her. To after, of course, after he told her that he's not a woman. It's a comedy. It's an adventurous movie, kind of romantic, but not that touchy. So the third movie is movie 43. It's a brand new movie, but not hurt too much. And that's why I added to the list because it's kind of a huge project. It has 13 different directors. It's the biggest, it has one of the biggest casts in movie histories, I guess, and many famous names in it. It's just comedy, but I guess it's again plus 18, and you can watch it and guess the plot because it has some different parts in it which are talking about other kind of stories, but all of them are attached somehow. Let's talk about the fourth movie. It's Dirty Grandpa. It's a brand new one which talks about which constant is a grandpa and grandson having time, wasting time together, and traveling, drinking, hooking up with girls, like in the style of grandson. Grandpa is acting, try to act in the mood of grandson. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen, so I'm suggesting it. Let's continue with the adventure movies. The first one in my adventure list is the General movie. It's happening in 1926. It's the oldest movie in my list. It's voiceless, only piano sounds, some train sounds maybe, and of course black and white. It's talking about an engineer and its locomotive. He's trying to open a way to his locomotive, and the whole movie is about it, but you need to watch it. Really, it's funny, it's amazing, it's giving you the information without any conversation. The second movie is, of course, it can be guessed that I'm gonna add this one to my list anywhere in the list, but somewhere. It's Star Wars, the original series, of course. It's George Lucas made, amazing. The main idea of the movie is, I guess, universe, the balance between right and wrong, the balance between good and bad. Like, it's a movie that happens in the space, like in some planets. There are some Siths who are the evil side and Jedi's who are the good side, and it's talking about their fight. Must watch the whole series, whole sequel. You need to watch it. It's not a suggestion, you need to watch it. And the third movie is Swiss Army Man. It's different kind of movie. It's adventurous, but kind of psychological. And I'm not how to say it, but Daniel Radcliffe is the main character of this movie. Daniel Radcliffe falls to an island which is deserted, like nobody's inside there, and he finds a dead body, and he lost his mind normally, and becomes best friend with that dead body, and it's talking about their adventures happening in the island. It's an adult movie, can be watched by children, but I'm not sure. It has some bad, like non-popular comedy stuff in it maybe, but you can watch it. The fourth movie in my adventure list is The Grand Budapest Hotel. It's a masterpiece. You need to watch it. I'm not sure which content to put this movie to, but it needs to be seen. It's talking about the happenings in Grand Budapest, and it's an hotel, of course, like in the name, and its manager and its bellboy. They're having some adventures inside the hotel and outside the hotel. Just watch it. It has different angles of scenes. Not an ordinary movie, so suggesting it heavily. So another content of my list is sci-fi movies, as you know. The first one in my list is Blade Runner 2049. Actually, it seems like a close creature, but I don't think it's going to happen that fast. The movie is about a future that is not looking good. The cities become huger. The cars start to fly. Weapons become to like fire lasers. It's about the future. The bad stuff is going to happen in the future, etc. It's a nice sci-fi movie, and as you wish, you can watch the old one of this movie too. The old one is the previous acts like the start of this brand new movie. The second one of my sci-fi movies is Gora. Of course, every Turkish person knows its scripts, its scenes, like they played the movie. It's an amazing one. It has some funny parts in it. It has amazing comedy scenes because of Cem Yılmaz, because he's a famous Turkish comedian, and he's making talk shows at the same time. If you want, you can watch it, like Cem Yılmaz fundamentals, etc. But the Gora is his main starting point. It's mainly talking about a Turkish man who is captured from Turkey to another planet by aliens, and he falls in love in that planet, and tries to come back to Turkey. It's the main idea of the movie. So the third movie in my sci-fi content is District 9. It's an 11 years old movie which again talks about aliens. Of course, it's a sci-fi movie and without aliens. So aliens come to Earth and they started to live on Earth with humans, and some racism start to born between them, and Earth belongs to humankind, so humans start to create some zones on countrysides out of the cities and make the aliens live in those areas. So District 9 is one of the districts that aliens lives, and they have some viruses that affect humans, which causes to human to turn to an alien, become an alien. And I don't want to give spoilers, so I'm trying to give some little details, informations about the movies. It has amazing graphics, amazing plot, and at the end scene, oh, it gets me every time. The scene, the rose, you'll see it. Just look for the flower. It's amazing. Okay, the last part of my contents, the romantic movies. I would like to start with Edward Scissorhands. Edward is a different kind of person. Maybe someone call it monster. He has scissor hands, just like in the name. His fingers are scissor parts, and he's a really talented hairdresser. He's a really talented gardener, maybe, because he is shaping the trees, grasses, etc. He has feelings too. He has the purest feelings, and he is kind of a sociopath, maybe, kind of scared by people, because how he grew up, it can be considered normal. On the other hand, he is in love with one of his neighbors. He cannot touch her. He cannot have any physical relation with her. So it's one of the purest feelings he has, and the movie is just reflecting it to you. It's amazing. The second movie is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Benjamin Button is a diseased child at the beginning of the movie, but it's a different kind of disease. He born old, and he gets younger while he's getting old. You'll understand when you watch it. He's having a really romantic relation with a ballerine. It's kind of touchy, the things that happening between them. You need to watch it and understand what I mean, because they added more information that you just thought of, getting younger while getting older. It's a strange thing to imagine. Just watch it. The main character is Brad Pitt. And the third movie for romantic list is, of course, The Notebook. The kissing under the rain, the falling in love, the laying on the road on the asphalt while watching the traffic lights, sleeping naked in an abandoned house near the lake. It's The Notebook. It's the most romantic movie I've ever seen. Of course, it's the most popular, but I need to add it to the list, so maybe a few of you have not seen the movie and maybe they can see the movie. They can cry too after the movie. Alright, thank you guys. Thank you for watching me. Please tell me your ideas, tell me your comments down below. If you want another movie video, please give me some movie names that I can talk of to show to other viewers, or just tell me that we want another video. See you in another video with another topic, and be safe in your houses. Try to waste some time, some time with quality in your houses. Take care of your hygiene and health. We love you all. See you.